Morning.
Morning.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the regular scheduled meeting of the Angelina County Commissioners Court. It is Tuesday, November the 13th, 2018. Let the record reflect that all members of the court are present this morning. We're going to ask our Commissioner from Precinct 2, Kenneth Timmons, to lead us a little prayer. So if y'all please stand and remain standing for the pledge. Kenneth.
Father in heaven, we come this morning, we come with thanksgiving in our heart, thanking you for blessing us to be able to see another day. And as we just observed Veterans Day, we want to thank you for all the veterans that have served this country, that we have the right to serve you as we want to. Thank you for this court. Bless each member of the court. Bless each and every one up under the sound of my voice. But we realize that we need you, Lord, and as we're going into the Thanksgiving season, we realize that every day is a Thanksgiving day. These and other blessings we thank thee in our Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Kenneth. Please join us in pledging the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join us in pledging the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. First action item on the agenda this morning is item number 4, is the appearance of Michael G. Parker with Everett Griffith Jr. Associates to discuss and request approval of final plat of the Waterwell Road, Davidson Road subdivision in precinct number 3. Ms. Parker, good morning.
Thank you, Judge. This is about 30 acres that has frontage on both Davidson Road and Waterwell Road. The owner has decided to divide it into 4 lots. They're all large, 11 acres, 9.16, and then a 4.5 and a 5.11. The lots, particularly on the north and on the east, all go with the center line of the road. And while they're on the margin on the west, we do show a 25-foot road easement all the way around from the center of the road, and then another 10-foot drainage and utility easement on top of it, so that you've got ability to work in on the road, since they actually own out to the center of the road. And I have talked to Commissioner Pitts on this subdivision. In checking with the water on this one, the 2 lots that are on Waterwell Road, M&M is fine. They've got service available for those. Lot 1, the 11 acre to the west, that's an existing house that already has water. The middle lot is Lot 2, the 9 acres. And they are concerned that their line is full at this time. So what I've done, it's not on this copy, but it's on the Mylars over at your office. It's got a note on it that says that this lot will have, the water line along Davidson Road will have to be upgraded because for this lot to have water, and that's per M&M water. So that way it puts them on notice that if somebody buys this, and then talking to Commissioner Pitts, that way it lets them know ahead of time they may have to upgrade the water line to do that lot. Now this was kind of a last minute. Originally it was just 2 lots to the east and then the rest of it with the house, and then he decided to cut one more big lot in the middle. So that's where we stand. I'll be happy to entertain any questions or comments or suggestions. And like I said, I have talked to Commissioner Pitts on this.
I don't see any other issues with it, Judge.
So M&M supplies lot 1, 3, and 4, but lot 2 doesn't have service to it.
Well, what is the 2-inch line in front of it's full, they say, and they're concerned about being able to have pressure for that lot. So in order, since we've run into some of these before, we need to put somebody on notice ahead of time that they may have to upgrade the line.
Will that be the water company that have to upgrade?
No, it used to be. Nowadays, they normally make the client or the developer do that.
But they'll know up front when they buy it that
Yeah.
that's something they'll have to do.
I started putting may instead of will because, you know, if they do a heavy enough check, but if you say it has to, which is what they flat out told me, then they're not caught off guard later when they try to sell the lot.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the water well Davidson Road subdivision in precinct 3. Any other discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Sally has
We'll get them signed for you. Thank you. Item number 5 is the appearance of Deborah Huffman, the Angelina County Treasurer, to present and request approval of the investment report for the quarter ending September 30th, 2018. Good morning, Ms. Huffman.
Good morning.
Morning.
In your meeting book, I think you'll find the Angelina County Investment Report for the quarter ended September 30th of this year. I'd call your attention to the first page of the report, which represents the investments by investment company. You'll notice in that middle column there that the county had $31.9 million in investments at the end of the quarter, which is an decrease of $4.3 million from the previous quarter end. Now, this decrease was used to meet the county's third quarter cash flow needs, which would include payroll and accounts payable. And to meet those needs, we withdrew $1.5 million from TechStar and $2.6 million from TexPool, and used about $200,000 out of the commercial bank accounts. We chose those investments based on the rates being paid and also the need to keep our portfolio diversified. Currently, as far as interest rates, you'll see there that the TexPool and TechStar are both have paid 1.94%. That's an average over the quarter of what we received. It was the same on those. And then funds management, which we have a smaller amount with, it's currently paying about 1.86%. Then if we switch to the next portion of the report, pages 2 through 4, it shows the same $31.9 million grouped this time by fund, and so that you can look at each fund and see how much investments that they have. About 53% of these investments are in the general fund, followed by 29% in our enterprise funds, which is the airport and the waste management center. And then 4.7% in the road and bridge funds, and the remaining 13% in all the other funds. Be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Deborah, on the front page, you said 1.94% was that the average for the quarter or yearly?
That's just the average for the
For that
quarter.
quarter.
Yeah, I just give you a look at, you see the quarterly earnings there, and that's a picture of what percent that equals. I don't really usually present that annual. That would be an interesting
Yeah, well,
one to
I noticed
have.
at the top it says average annual interest rate.
Well, that's referring to the fact that it's an annual, the rate is stated as an annual rate.
But you broke it down. for the quarter.
But this is just for the quarter, yes.
Any other questions for Ms. Huffman? Pretty straightforward. Entertain a motion on that, gentlemen.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second to approve that treasurer's report. Any other discussion or questions from Ms. Huffman? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 6 is discussion action on a sponsorship request from DEDCOG. Amount of $500 for the 2019 legislative reception to be held on January the 7th, 2019 in Austin. This is a reception that's held every other year. It happens in the legislative years, and it takes place the night before the legislature takes office or opens. This year it's back, I believe, at the Omni. It was normally at the Omni, which is where the legislative holds their wise reception that night. So there's several of the years the governors have attended, lieutenant governors, a lot of the senators and representatives get you the opportunity to meet face to face with these individuals and talk with them. Get you more than just our local legislators.
Motion approved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Approve this $500 contribution for the legislative reception debt cog. Any other discussion or questions?
This is something we do every other year anyway.
Right.
Well, we go to the reception every other year, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item number 7 is discussion action on a approval of the second amendment to the carbon credit purchase and sale agreement between Angelina County and Elements Markets. It would be extending this second amendment until June of 2022. And this is to do with the sale of the carbon credits from our gasification system at the landfill. There's a lot of moving parts in this. This just happens to do with the contract purchase price and how many of those credits they'll purchase. This year they've raised, when we extended this before, they went down from $1.15, I believe, to 75 cents a credit. And it's all market-based. This year they are going back up to $1, which is, from all we can find, we've talked to another company that purchases and sells carbon credits, and $1 seems to be is at the top of the market. So I'd like to recommend we stay with Elements Markets. They're the company that put in that system out there. Chuck is familiar with all of the environmental people that come out on a weekly basis and monitor that system, and also the people from Elements Market, the group that sells these has come out and do their annual attestations and monitors once a year. Chuck's worked with them very well for the last several years. And I think that since we're at the top of the market in this, I'd just like to recommend we stay with this company since we've got some new administration coming in. And I think to try to change all this now would be uncertain and very costly probably to the county in trying to change this all over.
Make a motion to approve the amendment, have the judge sign. Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second to approve the second amendment to the carbon credit purchase agreement between Elements Market and Angelina County. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Any other questions? Anything we can answer? Well, that's kind of a short version of it, but
Chuck, can I ask, Chuck, you good with all that? Okay.
all right, any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. I must have put something else in there. Yeah, I did. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Item number 8 is discussion action on approval of resolution for the fiscal year 2019 Indigent Defense Grant Program for Angelina County through the Texas Indigent Defense Commission. This is a application or resolution we do on an annual basis. It affords us the opportunity to get some of our indigent defense costs reimbursed from the state. I think last year we got around 48,000. Of course, that's not much when you spend 600,000 or 800,000. It's but every dollar helps. So, in order for us to recoup some of this cost from the state, we need to approve this resolution and get this sent off to the state. So,
Remove, offer motion to approve this resolution authorizing the judge to sign.
Second.
that's what it sounds. All right, we got a motion and a second to approve the indigent defense resolution authorizing me to sign that for fiscal year 2019. Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carried. Questions today? Item number 9 is discussion action regarding the acceptance of a grant from the TLL Temple Foundation, the amount of $30,000, which is going to be awarded to the Safe P grant, Safe P drug program for through 17th District Court. This is Judge Insom's program. You got a copy of the foundation's award in here. And seeing how this is a contribution, we've got to accept this on behalf of the court.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second to approve this $30,000 grant from the TLL Temple Foundation to the Safe P Drug Court for the 217th District Court. Any questions, comments? I know this money does tremendous good for,
What they doing with that money, Judge? Help me out here a minute.
it's a drug court in the 217th. It's a reentry type court where they go off to a treatment and then they come back. And this helps pay for some of the treatment programs,
Oh,
counseling, supervision on this court.
this is Enselman?
Yes, sir. All right, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Next item on the agenda is item number 10. It's a similar request. This is a request from Judge White from the 159th District Court, asking us to accept a donation of $24,579.68. This is a contribution that was made or a donation made to his court. This will help cover some of the shortfalls in the state and federal grant programs for training and counseling, meetings, graduations, things that some of these other grants may not cover.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to accept that award of that donation for the 159th District Judge Drug Court. Any other discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
It's pretty quiet there. Motion carries. All right, thank you, gentlemen. We're going to item number 11, which is discussion action on a request from the Angelina County Bar Association. They're requesting for us to allow them to establish a permanent memorial in recognition of Judge Gerald A. Goodwin at the Angelina County Courthouse. We have Mr. Claude Welch and Mr. Wayne Haglund here this morning with us. If y'all want to come up and address the court, let them know. I think each one of y'all have a packet that they furnish y'all
Yes.
in reference to this request. Mr. Haglund?
Good morning, Your Honor, members of the court, Ms. Fincher, Ms. Cordray, thank you for allowing us this opportunity. I am a member of the committee, and the names of the members are on the second page of the that was provided to you, or third, somewhere in there. It's a committee that was appointed by Bob Kane, who is currently the president of the Angelina County Bar Association, tasked us with finding an appropriate memorial for Judge Goodwin. And I know all of you knew Judge Goodwin, larger than life, consummate public servant and a product of Angelina County and someone who promoted Angelina County throughout his years and years and years and decades of public service. What we're asking is that the court grant us permission at our expense. We have raised money, we will continue to raise money, so there's no cost here to the county, but to allow us to establish in the courthouse, in the lobby of the courthouse is what we're proposing, a permanent memorial to Judge Goodwin. Attached to the letter that you got is not only a biographical brochure about Judge Goodwin, for those of you that didn't know him as well, but also some drawings that we have had prepared that would show the dimensions and the look of the proposed memorial case, and even the location where it would be, where we propose that it be located in the courthouse. We, again, provide, there's no cost to the county in this. All that we're looking for is your approval to do this. And we will take that from there. The case is very, very, that we propose is very attractive, very professionally done. It's modeled very much like the one for Judge John Hanna that's down in Diboll. With that explanation, I would be happy to answer any questions that any of you all may have. One other thing, and let me add this. The committee that Bob Kane appointed is made up both of lawyers and lay people, because we thought it was important to have all those perspectives represented.
Anybody got any questions? I'm gonna make a motion.
And this is, you want to let them know where this is going to be at, Wayne. It's when you walk in the main door of the courthouse, it's on the right-hand wall underneath the
staircase.
Stairway.
Yes.
Is this going to be a lighted case, do you know?
I don't know that. Claude, yes, it will be. Yeah, I remember now, there's already discussion about how to get electricity there.
I just wanna go and make a motion to accept. 'Cause
I'm gonna second that.
yeah, he was definitely a good person and real good for this county, so.
No question.
You bet.
We would also ask that the materials we gave you be included with the minutes of this court meeting if it's approved.
Yes.
I do want to ask this, if at some point in time we do remodel the courthouse, I want this memorial to stay.
Oh, yeah.
As part of a permanent fixture.
Yeah, well, we've designed this in such a way that if there was ever a need to relocate it, it would be portable. We could just take it off the wall and move it wherever the court said. We understand that it'll be subject to the court's control once it's done, but thank you very much for that suggestion.
I mean, I'd like to stipulate that it does stay in any future courthouse of Angelina County.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Any other questions, comments, discussion? Very fitting. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Wayne, Claude, thank y'all for your help. Thank you for work on this. Well deserved, thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Item number 12 is discussion action on a proposed earnest money contract between Gerald Wayne Williamson and Angelina County, providing for the purchase of a 2-acre tract of land along with a right-of-way easement located in the Vincent Padilla Survey, abstract number 35 in Angelina County, Texas. This is 2 acres of land that adjoin the Angelina County Airport. We discussed this prior in closed session. Y'all instructed Kerry Kirby and I to negotiate a contract with the owner. We have done that, and we're prepared to move forward now with title work and closure on that 2 acres of land. We just need to get y'all authorized us to move forward with that now.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Pardon the interruption, Your
Yes,
Honor,
sir.
may we be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you as well. Any questions? Concerns? Comments? Hearing none, all in favor of that purchase, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll get that, got that to the title company. They'll get that finished and we'll close on that as soon as the title work's done. Item number 13 is discussion action on a request from the Angelina County landfill to accept a donation of asphalt from Kendall Morgan to build an access road at the county landfill. This was some, Chuck, do you want to fill them in on this? I think most of them know some asphalt.
Basically, the old access road running into Kinder Morgan Pipeline Company right across the road from the landfill. We estimated about 35, 16 cubic yard loads. Figured at $400 a load and save the county about $12,000 roughly, and offered back, and they just don't want to get into that. They just want to donate.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion, a second, to approve or accept the donation of the asphalt from the Kinder Morgan Company. It's located across 58 from the landfill. Any other discussion or questions? All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate that. Excuse me. Item number 14 is discussion action on the Angelina County holiday schedule for 2019.
Till 13 days.
Same as it's always been.
Motion to approve
Nothing's
with judge
changed.
signature.
Just changing the dates because of the calendar, where they fall
Yeah.
on the calendar.
Yeah. Like I say, motion to approve with judge's signature.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second. Approve the holiday schedule for the Angelina County for year 2019. Any discussions or questions? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Just these items, pretty much budget transfers. Item number 15 is budget transfer from road and bridge number 4. Transferring $6,240.58 from equipment rental and training to gasoline and diesel, and $15,000 from hardtop roads to repair and maintenance equipment.
Motion to approve. Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second to approve the transfers.
Just paying some bills.
Any questions, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion number item number 16 is budget transfer from the county attorney's office. $2,500 from utilities, printing, capital outlay to dues and publications.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second to approve that budget transfer. Any discussion or questions? Ms. County Attorney here. Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item number 17 is discussion on the budget transfer from county jail, like $4,500 from capital outlay to prisoner transport and office supplies.
Motion approved.
Second.
We got a motion and a second to approve that transfer. Any questions or discussion, gentlemen? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
All right. Item number 18 is budget transfer request from from the airport, 2,000 from fuel sales to call out. And again, we're continuing to have more call out of our employees to come fuel planes, and we've got to transfer funds across here to pay those.
Motion approved.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Item number 19, discussion action on a budget transfer from JP1, 500 from printing and forms to office supplies.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second to approve that. All in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 20, budget request transfer from Constable Precinct 4, $42 from patrol supplies to dues and publications.
Motion approved.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Approve the budget transfer. Any questions? Oh, I'm sorry. Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Slow down there, son. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. All right, gentlemen, item number 21 is just any miscellaneous and routine items. We have a report here from Justice of the Peace Precinct number 1, October. And that concludes our monthly report.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right. Any discussion or questions on that report from Judge Bond? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 21 is consider approval and authorization of payment of the bills as submitted by the county auditor's office. You have a copy of those bills in your packet.
Motion to approve paying the bills.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any changes or corrections? Greg, did y'all get that problem solved in the last budget?
Yeah. Yeah, it was one of my hiccups. We got it though.
Any other questions or comments, concerns, changes? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Item number 23, gentlemen, there being no further business today before this court, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.